What's up, guys? How are y'all doing tonight? Army Bots in the house!
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have seemed to have wrangled back in my homeboy Chris!
I got
Welcome
wrangled.
into the channel, everybody. How we all doing, peeps? I'm gonna give a quick hello to everybody. We've got Meg, we've got Jody, we've got freaking Nolo, Hannah, freaking enjoy BTS more? Yes! Okay, question, enjoy BTS more. What would you, like, do you go by your first name or anything like that? Can I call you your first name, or would you like me to keep calling you enjoy BTS more? Because I love seeing your name, and I'm going to call you out every time I see you because I freaking love your stuff. If you guys have not yet, please make sure you go over to their channel, go to enjoy BTS more, and hit that sub button. They have awesome content, and they do freaking closed captions for all the BTS stuff, which is amazing. That's freaking awesome. Let us see here. And then I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Hannah, how we doing? Freaking Darkfell! Yes! And Sam, how you doing? Flowers! How are y'all doing tonight? Danielle and freaking Noel, how are we? And there we go. There's so many people in here. We've got a lot of people. Guys, but not Casey Kasem. Yes! Amy and freaking Jody Cummings and Jackie Hunt. Jeez. I freaking love it. But yeah, how we all doing tonight? How was your weekend? Boy, what'd you get up to?
Pretty good. I mean, I worked most of the weekend.
Nice.
This is my day off.
The day off.
Yeah.
And what better way to do a day off than with some soju, people? Y'all thought we weren't doing it. You thought we weren't going to get some soju in us, but we're totally going to do it tonight.
Never without it. Never.
Yeah. I did get told today, though, however, apparently you're supposed to do shooters of this, not just drink it straight up.
I mean, we've been just like drinking it out of cups, just normal.
If y'all want to know,
that's probably why we've been getting extremely way drunker than
stumbling down the stairs. But I will. You can call me Britta. All right, there you go. Am I pronouncing it right, Britta? Is that how you would pronounce that, Chris? Britta.
It looks like Britta to me.
I think I got it right.
Not to be confused with the water filter.
Yes, definitely. Is that the same word?
Britta?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Maybe so. But all right, so either way, drink it in shots. You know what's funny, though? I actually read that a long time ago, weeks ago, that you're supposed to drink soju in shots. I've just been blissfully ignorant.
Look, I am, when it comes to like rules and the way you're supposed to do things, if I'm told that, it automatically makes me want to do it the opposite way, or not do it the way that people tell me.
Yeah,
it's just how I am. I don't know.
Same here. I buck against authority, man.
Yeah,
you got to.
It's
Meg,
in me.
Thank you so much for the membership. Pretty right? Yes, we did it. Never caught you guys live. Glad to catch you live with Chris. Heck yeah, Renee. Thank you so much for being here. And Army Mom, how are you doing? Peach soju is the bomb. Well, this one right here is plum, but they were out of almost everything. So I was like, geez.
Plum
if we have to do shots of it, I'm filling them. I'm filling the shots.
It's so funny because whenever I move the glass a little bit, you're like...
All right, but ladies and gentlemen, tonight we do have a rather serious one to be watching. And I'm going to give you all a rundown of what we're actually going to be doing. We're going to be first watching the BTS Hardships video, which we're going to be watching that here on YouTube. And anybody that is watching this past it being live, it will still be up. I'm going to do a really good job tonight. This is going to be my promise to y'all. Everybody watching it live and everybody watching it in the future after it's gone live. So what you're saying is you need to fly both. See you next week and boom! I like it, Meg. Thank you so freaking much, Meg, by the way.
Fight.
Oh, I need to fight you both. Got it. See you next weekend. Oh, I thought it said flight. Listen, Chris is in a class. Chris is in a men's self-defense class. So
you better not touch my purse because you'll have it coming.
I've actually got a satchel which goes to the side. But either way, Meg, I'm glad I misread that because I thought you said flight. Either way, and that totally goes towards it. I am going to be trying my best during this video to let Chris just see the video, and if you have any questions, pause it If you've got questions for me, if there's things that chat feels like are really important for you to know about right then as well too, that she might not describe it really fully or something like that, I'm going to try to be a mediator really well in this one. So that is my overall goal here tonight.
I need a mediator sometimes.
Yeah. And whenever I watch this, I believe we watched this live. And I know that anybody that's watching this after we're live, it's always a little bit of a chaotic mess because I'm ADHD. I don't like ever not reading people's messages here. But I'm going to be reading the messages this time because I have already seen this video and I know you haven't. So we're going to get into it. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Are you ready?
Remove my jacket.
He's going to flex and bust that jacket off really quick.
A little toasty. And
I got $20 on Meg.
The more soju I drink, the toastier it's going to be.
That is true. Meg,
$20 on Meg?
Might I just also say this, though? Chris has a chest tattoo. Meg, do you have a chest tattoo? Because I feel like that might be where I'm putting my bet on.
I'm sorry, Meg, but I am not pulling my punches this time.
Wait, this time? There's been I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. We're also taking bets in chat. Meg versus Chris. But
she's just gonna like throw cinnamon rolls in my face to distract me, and I will be completely helpless because I'll just be like, like eating cinnamon rolls.
Chris, I do love you to death, man, but
she's got tricks.
I got Meg on this one. She's got tricks. But yes, and then also to let y'all know what we're gonna be doing is after this. So this is a very heavy video, and after watching this, we're gonna lighten the mood over on Twitch, and if we can get our Twitch links dropped in here in chat every once in a while, but if not, it is in the description. We're going to be watching the MMAs on Twitch, and then after that, it probably won't stay up on Twitch for very long, but we will be posting it to Patreon. So that's the plans for the night.
Hell yeah. I'm like getting caught up in chat like
yeah. Wait, this time. Oh yeah, she's saying you're pulling your punches this time. Army Mom, thank you so much. Cannot wait for Dallas. Let's go. Love for mods. Also, Chris, I'm pretty sure you're like 99% positive coming to Dallas.
I'm coming. I've just gotta get off work, which isn't a big deal, but I'm gonna be there.
So Chris will be in Dallas. So it'll be me and Chris, Meg, all the mods, and a lot of freaking people. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Dallas ain't ready.
For real. For real. All right, here we go. Ladies and gents, let us do this. Pow. And I'm also going to go into chat box. I'm going to turn this off really quick. Boop.
Chris is a true gent.
True gentleman.
I'm a gent until I'm not.
Until you touch his purse. and then he is not.
Don't you dare touch it.
Mm-hmm. But all right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Wapow.
This video was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against others. This video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond between BTS and ARMY. June 13, 2013. BTS were only able to debut because the scheduled performers cancelled. BTS was a filler.
Is that their debut?
Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption due to their company's lack of clout at that time.
저 당시에는 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 방송을 막 사람 다 차 있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있었어.
Meg suggested to turn off the subtitles because they actually put the subtitles on there. Thank you for letting me know. And then also, Chris just asked, was that video their actual debut? Do y'all know if that was their actual first debut? I know it looked like it was around that time, but
yeah, that was. I mean, they kind of looked like a dance crew right there.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way they were dressed, you know, it was more like streetwear, like.
Yeah.
But what they're talking about, like not being able to get a slot. I mean, like.
Been there.
We feel that.
Yeah,
100%.
Most definitely. It's crazy though because like you've seen where they're at now. Like you've seen their stuff currently up to date where they're playing in front of like hundreds of thousands of people.
Hopi-palooza.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So
massive.
So you've seen where they're at now, and this is kind of going to be a really cool way to kind of like get a fast track of how they got there and how it was kind of paved with like blood, sweat, and tears, literally.
Right, dude. On that subject, though, I feel like I know that it's a crap thing to have to go through that stuff, but sometimes I feel like it's kind of like the crucible effect.
Yes.
Like you're being burned, and like it's strengthening you, even though it sucks. Like having to go through that. Like, that's why I feel like that's why they've reached such
100%.
huge success, is because you've been through wars and stuff like that.
And it's really cool to see a lot of. We've been going through. We went through something called American Hustle Life. There was a really, I don't like. It was a traumatic thing that happened, but it's also a very controversial show that a lot of Army don't really like that show. And the first 2 episodes really hard to watch because there was it was really messed up, the stuff that happened to him in that. But it was so cool to see where they started that show off and where they finished the show, and like the growth that they had through that, and like life lessons that they came with. So this will show you a little bit of it. I think it might touch in a little bit of American Hustle Life on this. I'm not sure, but yeah, I agree.
Hell
Iron freaking
because I mean, like
iron, man.
from if you like are kind of like given the easy path to the top, it shows once you're sort of at the top and people expect so much out of you and you can't deliver. It shows,
and I'm not gonna throw the person's name out there, but I saw this recently and I was like, I cannot believe that this person did this. They canceled their tour, and it's like, especially after watching some BTS stuff, like if you see some of the things that they perform, like you would have never known that they were performing with like a messed up leg or a throat injury or anything like that. You never would have known that they had an injury. Yeah. And they go out there and play in front of a sold out crowd, crush their performance, and you never would have even seen them like stumble a little bit. And then there was an artist recently that kind of had this really easy rise to fame. And completely freaking canceled an entire tour. He just didn't feel like it.
See,
he wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. And it's the exact thing.
Yeah. They appreciate it. So like this will show you.
Hell yeah.
한밤에 이게 나게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가 막 그랬었어. 그때 그랬어요. 되게 중요한 거, 신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요.
저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping in one bedroom to using their own staff as extras. To recording an album in a garage. These were just a few things BTS experienced early on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지드래곤 선배님이 막 말 걸어주신 거 기억나요? 옷에 쓰여 있는 거 무슨 뭐냐고. 돈 써가지고 16,000원짜리 후배티 프린팅 해가지고 뭔지 몰라가지고 말을 못해 되겠어. 아무튼.
Because some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
사실 남준이가 더 언더에서 활동을 했다고 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 언플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
지네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
방탄소년단에 대해서 사실 찍어서 말하는 거 아이돌 분이다. 네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니다. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 뭐 이제 분장을 한다는 거, 어떤 메이크업을 하는 거에 대한 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
분장 그런 게 아니라 여자.
What? Shut the front door.
BTS were being told by several people.
That was like if I would have brought somebody on a podcast and then just started berating them and being like, how do you feel about wearing makeup? Do you think that makes you a girl and your music's not authentic? And dude,
that's such a weird statement to make, because like everybody who is in the spotlight wears makeup. Yeah. Every actor, every artist, everybody who's up to that level wears makeup before they do anything. Yeah. News anchors, literally everyone. Yeah. It's so strange that that's even talked about. And like in negative connotations. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me.
And the craziest thing to me is like some of the first stuff that I started out listening to BTS was of their rap. And to me, like a lot of people are saying Stan Cypher 3. and they rapped "You Go Home to Hawaii" in Cypher 3. So like that Cypher series is like kind of a clapback to all the haters, and it's some of the best freaking rap that I've heard. And I'm like,
Is
I
that
don't
like
know, man.
is that a song or an album?
It's a song. So
Okay.
there's Cypher 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then they've got a couple of other that are non-official ciphers. But I definitely think that like, dude, like we were talking about, that interview kind of strengthened their resolve, I think, and gave them a little bit more grit to be like, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna succeed, and you're gonna be sitting there just like being hateful.
God, it's so weird. Like, I feel like one of the similarities that we went through is like, especially if you're like underground, like metal or whatever, like we were,
especially in Nashville too, by the way.
The moment that you experience like the slightest inclination of success, every single person in the underground scene said that you sold out.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember getting
like
text
literally
messages,
for
man.
no reason.
Yeah. You sell out, and you're like, dude, I'm in the back of a freaking like really raggedy SUV traveling to another state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, but
like
I just,
sleeping in the car still, and it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah. If this is what selling out is, but all right.
I didn't sell out enough. If this is what it is, like, god dang.
Where's the money, sir? Where is the money? Boom.
Well, they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups.
Dang, that's pretty
In
wild.
2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings, not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014,
So good.
BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands. April 2014. During a variety show, the host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
수와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필입니까? 원망했나요?
사실 저희가 말씀드릴 수
예, 얘기 천천히
저희가 이번 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요.
예.
그래가지고 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 유명하게 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts. November 2014. Hashtag #KickoutJHope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. The trend became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented." Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended #JHope You're Perfect to comfort him.
Can I ask, does anybody know like who or why that even started #KickoutJHope?
Was that like 2014 they said maybe?
I think so, or sometime after that. But like, dude, honestly, J-Hope is a freaking legend.
That's what I'm saying. Like after I saw that Hopi Palooza, I was like,
I know, he's so good, and oh my god,
like that blew me away.
I know. Could you imagine how deprived of an amazing person we would be if he was like, all right, you know what? It's getting to me. I'm out. I'm quitting BTS. Like, dude, oh my god. Yeah. He freaking resolved though, man. I think all this stuff just made them stronger.
Yeah.
2015. BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of 사재기. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records. But this was when their company was barely surviving financially, making the claims groundless. May 2015. V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all.
Yeah.
V was
He wasn't
known to
what?
be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement.
Oh, gotcha.
He apologized on Twitter
wasn't
for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to this song before bed. July 2015. BTS abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet.
So let me just tell you, I guess, what was said there. V was at an award show, and they were all kind of like standing up, and they were like about to announce the winner. And whenever they announced the winner, beforehand, like V was singing this song because he is a huge fan of this song, and it's kind of like his hype song, gives him a little bit of motivation and probably comfort or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's singing it or whatever, just mouthing it out. And then whenever they announce him, he's like yelling it because he's so excited, you know? And people said that he was mocking that band because they didn't win. The band that he was singing didn't win the thing. And so they were like, oh, you're mocking him. But again, haters just hating on him.
Haters are always going to find something to change the narrative to express what they want to express, not what you're trying to express. And it's so crappy that you have to provide clarity before it spreads like a wildfire.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I feel like, yes, haters are gonna hate, but around here we're all about freaking positivity. And so, yeah, I freaking love you guys.
New York, due to death threats towards RM. All related fan activities were also subsequently canceled.
I'm gonna go back
They halted
just a little
their
bit.
concert, The Red Bullet, in New York, due to death threats towards
I think that was a
RM.
gun. That was a picture
All
of a-
related
yeah.
fan activities were also subsequently canceled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
Sorry. We love you.
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016, people began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS. This led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson
What were
and
the
have
comments?
since released feminist.
Like, it doesn't say what the comments were.
So there's a song, and correct me, chat, please, if I'm wrong in this, but there is a song that is, I think this might have been around the War of Hormones time, that is kind of like, can be looked at in that way, maybe a little bit misogynist in some of the lyrics. And honestly, I don't know enough about it to fully talk on like what they think that those parts were, but what I do know is what happened afterwards. And like I'm gonna say, like, what's about to be said in the video right here, no other freaking band out there, none, would do what they just did. Even if the lyrics were misogynistic, I don't know that they were. I don't think that they would be there. Yeah, so War of Hormones is what a lot of people are saying. But even though I don't feel like whatever it was, I don't think like RM, it doesn't seem like it would be in that guy to really write something hating on like females or being like super misogynistic. I don't think so. But what he does after it to fix this, I feel like it's like no other band out there would do this. And I think that this speaks volumes to what they're doing here.
Entertainment responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey. RM has said that since the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively examine the lyrics. May 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
During their
That's pretty
epilogue
wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool.
I don't know of any other musician or artist that goes that far out of their way to make sure that it's like correct in this way. And I think whenever I first watched this, I was talking about, and give me your opinion on this, but do you feel like after that happening, it might slightly alter the way that he writes his music for better or worse? Do you feel like it's like unfiltered? Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably never gonna write
the same way
before that.
And I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It could be a good thing. It could be a weird thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all part of like growing as an artist. Like just because you get famous or something like that with what you first start doing as an artist, that doesn't mean you can't change and grow. Like that's the point of art. You know, it's not to stay the same.
Yeah,
it's to grow. So I mean, it's like I feel like that's just a way to get better.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that could help you learn new words and new phrases to put into your music that changes it in a better way.
Yeah. So. And like I said, I honestly have never heard of anyone before this or after this going to such an extent to make sure that he's not being these ways in future songs.
Yeah, you would never catch that happening in America.
I
highly doubt it.
If anything, they're like, is this misogynist enough?
Yes, probably.
Yeah. But either way, man, I absolutely
no. That's really freaking cool because that's not something that I would necessarily think of. I mean, I haven't been in a situation like that, so I haven't needed to think about it. Yeah. But like, it's really cool. It's something I just.
Yeah, I agree.
It's cool.
Aunties began to use the hashtag plagiarism Boy Scouts.
Oh god.
Multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea. BTS saw this, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice.
No.
One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away. BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high. September 2016, Aunties made yet another project called Break Wings Project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast. Wings then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first week, appearing at number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart, setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200. Because of this, Aunties took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016.
A lot of haters, dude.
During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury. Even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue and BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but it was at the end of the event with leftover confetti, no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling. Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken. October to
I had to say something really quick on something like that. You remember our friend Rakim, that's the fighter? That actually, the same thing happened to him. He fought for Bellator. And
really?
Yeah, he fought for Bellator last year. And they kept on saying his fight's coming up next. They didn't air the fight, and he fought. And they, like, no cameras rolling. Everybody left the event, and they still let him fight. He won the fight and was supposed to continue in this tournament, and they didn't call him back. But he won the fight. He knocked the dude out. So it was like a great fight, and they just screwed him over like that.
What the hell?
Yep.
It's wild that you said his name, because I was just randomly thinking about him the other day and how good of a fighter he was, and I was like, I wonder what he's doing now.
Yeah, he fought for Bellator, and they did not televise his fight, and he knocked the guy out. It's probably one of the best fights.
He needs to go in the Dana White Contender Series, and just get it over with.
But either way, I feel for him so much. And it's crazy to think, and something else that I'll say to anybody watching this right now, if y'all watched J-Hope's series in the New Year's Eve thing, I know this might not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but after watching that event, and Chris, sometime I'll show it to you so you can see what I'm talking about. J-Hope is such a freaking trooper, and absolutely, I think he did great for what he was given, but dude, that event, it is like riddled with stuff just like this, even though it was televised. Dude, yes, but man, for J-Hope to do that, I feel like it speaks volumes on how much he's willing to put up with. But as like a person who's been not only like a concert promoter but also a dude playing a concert, J-Hope got screwed over really bad by the freaking event coordinator. So I'm just saying, if you guys didn't think so, rewatch that video and just know that like that's not normal. You're not supposed to be playing on a stage that's completely getting doused with rain. The audio stuff was messed up. There were so many things messed up with that video, and I was so bummed because I was so excited for him. We're gonna back it up, but I do apologize. This event though made me think of a lot of things.
No proper lighting and no cameras rolling. Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken. October 2016. During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them.
Wow.
This comment was left under a video uploaded by Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese."
Aww.
November 2016. V made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. And he saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention. November 2016.
They just she went really quick into the next subject, but oh my god. I remember watching the video actually. We've seen that live performance, and dude, he literally just got told his grandma died, and then he played the show and then was crying on stage talking to the crowd. I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
And they get death threats because of that.
People are just such haters.
Yeah.
They will do everything that they can to make other people's lives as unhappy as their own.
Yes. I've been saying this a lot recently, but like the whole idea of shooting up is what I've been calling it a lot recently, but it's like people that are just not happy with their lives, see somebody above doing something good, or not even above them, but they just think that they're above them because they're succeeding. They're like, and they're just shooting up, trying to like knock them back down.
Yeah.
You normally don't see people shooting down, you know? If you're succeeding and you're doing really well, you're not going to be hitting on people down here that are just like not really doing that great.
Good people won't.
Yeah, well that's
true.
Yeah.
You know.
Some people might. But they just kind of glossed over it. I don't think that she glossed over it. I think she went really quick from one subject to the next, and that was a huge thing. I just feel like, man.
Once again, it's another interpretation from haters that created their own narrative. It literally wasn't his intention at all, and put words in his mouth, basically.
And essentially, like, I mean, my God, man, this moment right here for him was probably absolutely freaking horrible, and him being really vulnerable with people on stage. So, like, from going to this to them giving you death threats, I'd be like, what? And I, like, me being the person I am, I'd be like, let's meet up. Here's my exact address.
Yeah.
Please come talk to me about it. That's how I would be.
We'll see how your threats fare whenever we meet.
I'd be like, So either way, I don't know.
Muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away, and he saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention. November 2016, Big Hit released a formal statement about taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS.
Boom!
The company continues to pursue legal actions against perpetrators to this day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy.
Dang,
November
dude.
2016. Wow. Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that miscalculations were made. They called Melon customer care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
그거 이제 그 상에 해당하는 앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 뭐 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요. 고객께서 보셨던 거는 차트랑
네.
그리고 스트리밍 그 실시간 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체 데이터 수치는 아마 보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로에르만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데 고객님들께서 정리해서 보신 거는 그 차트 반영에 관한 내용들이고요.
네.
그 부분이 아니라 1년 동안 고객님들께서 스트리밍 돌리시고 앨범을 산 그 이용권 말고 많은 대중들이 전체적으로 됐잖아요.
네.
그거에 대한 결과 전체 음원 합산 점수예요. 내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하신 게 혹시 내부적 이게 비리가 있는 거 아니냐라고 생각이 드실 수 있는데요.
네.
뭐 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요. 방탄이 1년 동안 보다 스트리밍 수가 많이 받아서 상을 받았다라고 생각하시면 되십니다.
I know they bleeped it for a reason, but it just makes me think you said like shits or something like just because of the
Dude, but I love how like transparent and direct he was with his answer. He was just like, listen, I know you think that there's something going on, but here's exactly what we did and here's exactly why.
It's so strange. Like, that part is strange to me because, like, I feel like in award shows over here, we don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. Like
No.
a place you can call and be like, I don't think this is right.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, if there was, Kanye wouldn't have gotten up there. That was not.
There'd be a lot of things happening, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
that's a strange thing for me that they have a call center to be like, nah.
I don't believe these votes were correct. Yeah, I completely agree with
It's
that.
a little wild.
Yeah.
But it's
I
a
don't
good thing, I guess, for the artists because
Yeah.
you know it helps to get rid of people who are trying to create their own narratives.
Yes. Well, either way, it's really, and then I really like the way that guy actually like.
It's like we have
responded.
the data, you don't have the data.
yeah. All right, here we go. Boom. Getting back into it.
BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards. The part in question was when the no-signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work.
Oh God.
And siblings of the group liked that post. Gaon Charts eventually posted an official statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches. March 2017, death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2017. Fans of a different group were so outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for...
That's what we were talking about. Before this, I was like, I don't know if you're supposed to call it the Mama Awards or MAMAs.
Yeah.
And that's actually what we're going to be watching over on Twitch after this. So we're going to be watching... Do y'all know which year we're going to be watching at the Mamas? Do y'all know what year we're going to be watching yet? But either way, that's what we're watching next after this. Boom.
Of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for the South Korean citizens only, with traffic from overseas. May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth. Police tweeted soon afterwards that they were investigating the threat. November 2018. On November 7, a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have canceled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데 그래서 그 5개 대륙에 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요 20몇 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체 어떤 정치적 배경에서 나왔는가 어떤 역사적 배경에서 출현한 건가 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게 잘못된 건가 팩트 체크를 다 하면서 이 2차 세계대전에 대한 어떤 자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
영문으로 해서 저렇게 한 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 이렇게 다 볼 수 있는데 분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요.
April
So, can I
2019.
just say this though too? A lot of the times, it doesn't necessarily matter what the like the people afterwards will say. Like, I can't remember what that's called, but it's like a repost. It's like an edit where they're like, "Oh, guys, sorry. It turns out that what the information we had wasn't correct," because the smear campaign at the beginning of that does so much. So, like, I'm sure at this point it's probably water under the bridge for a lot of people, you know, but there might be some people that got turned off to the band at the time whenever they first saw, like, you know, somebody from BTS was wearing this shirt. And she was saying it there, like, you just costed Japan so much money from not letting them come and perform here. And I know now they've played in Japan and they actually have full-on Japanese songs and stuff. But dude, like, it's crazy because now if you're like, if the mayor of Nashville was like, BTS cannot play here because we heard that they do not like cowboy hats and boots. If they were like that, dude, it would cost Nashville so much money because, like, they would generate so much money to the local economy if they played here. So, like, I don't know. I just think that type of stuff is crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
영문으로 해서 저렇게 한 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 이렇게 다 볼 수 있는데 분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요.
April 2019. During BTS's global press conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 빗땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용 그 뭐 표절
He writes down the questions too, which I think is perfect.
언급하셨던 그 부분을 언급해서 여쭤본 거였고요. 그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐 질문이 좀 불편할 수는 있겠지만 답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에 질문을 드렸습니다.
네, 그건에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이랑 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그건에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠. 네, 감사합니다.
Netizens later uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019. SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first eligible week. Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely. December 2019.
It's messed up,
JTBC
dude.
reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company.
Dude, let me just say this too. And I feel like it might be during this video that I realized this, but I absolutely love this so freaking much. Like, first of all, in that press conference, you saw like RM was like writing down some stuff. I think that's really cool that they take so much, like, going from face value, because actually that person that asked that question was like a planted reporter, which is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Somebody to like drum up headlines from asking this question, which it clearly did its job. But RM's like writing stuff, so like if a fan asks them a question, he like literally takes such a mental stock of it, he's writing down what is going on.
Yeah.
But then Suga picks up the mic and literally just says, "I'm pretty sure that our freaking management is going to take care of it." Does a whole mic drop moment there. But I will say this, dude, what they just said, like freaking Big Hit released this massive thing, is like humble and as freaking like just accepting and awesome people that BTS are. Freaking Big Hit is brutal, dude, and I love it. It's like they're so, dude, they do not take
They
anything.
have to defend their group as hard as they can.
Yeah.
Like that's their cash cow. I
Yeah.
mean, now anyways, especially.
Yeah, well, yeah. But then too, I also love it because like Army is just the same. Like, I mean, it's like, dude, somebody said somewhere on there that BTS is like very kind and humble. Army does not have to be that way, or something like that.
Yes,
and
that's
and
a
I don't
good
know.
thing.
yeah. Because I mean, dude, like after watching this video, you'll see like more or less why that's the case. But there's been a lot of stuff like this.
For the first report, but also the
stand Big Hit, for real.
CCTV
Me
video
too.
that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company.
That's
December
crazy to me.
2019. MBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show, after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to OSEN, multiple industry sources shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a Daesang. But in 2020, they created a second Daesang for digital music. BTS won the Daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the Daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 2020, Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, "Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship." Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 내가 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이 미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기자들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다든지 여러 가지 이유 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는
December 2020. For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service. Even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon.
It's crazy that she's got Jin as the most, like, screen time of this conversation, and he's the one right now that's actually serving in the military. And he said that he, like, did not want an exception or an exemption or anything like that, and he's serving right now in the military. Freaking Jin.
That's wild.
It's like it's such an honorable thing for them, I guess, like in their country. Like here, kind of it sometimes is, sometimes isn't an honorable thing, you know? I guess in the public eye. I feel like if you're, you know, like
it depends.
Yeah.
There's different sides to it. At this point now, I'd say it's honorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But also it's not like we're fighting against you know, saving.
Sometimes it's very political.
There's a lot of political connotations at this point. Like, there's not really necessarily like a reason. To be like fighting for freedom. You're fighting for the political gains of whatever country you're part of now. So that's the balancing act, I guess you could say.
But I think it's awesome that like Jim was. I mean, it's like a mandatory thing, and a lot of people were pulling for hopefully like a reform of that, and especially for somebody that can like help so much with their economy and like different things that they've done. And there was a lot of random stuff that I don't necessarily think that we should talk about right here. Maybe we can. I don't know, but like
like a reformation on forced military service.
Yeah, well, especially whenever it comes to idols that, like, for instance, they just recently were the ambassadors for something for Busan to get the world, what is that called? The World Somethings, the World Show or the World Expo to be in Busan, which is the concert actually that's coming out very soon. And so yeah, they were the ambassadors for that, and a lot of people thought that they'd be able to do like service for the government instead of necessarily having to serve in the military.
Right.
And thought that would have been a good trade-off, but it kind of didn't end up happening that way. So it's just the World Expo. Thank y'all.
I feel like it's a good way to get that conversation being talked about.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily, I want to be exempt from that because I don't think that I should have to do that.
Yes.
And then you can talk about, well, what can we do instead of this, but still make it useful to the grand scheme of things.
I agree with that. But yeah, I definitely felt like that was wild that she focused on Jin the most, but Meg did say that he is the oldest here, would be the first to be enrolling, so that makes sense.
In August 2018, all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision.
Oh, dang.
On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their
So they did
enlistment
change.
until age
Yeah, change
30,
some things.
with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021, BTS was nominated for the...
If you think about it, how do you determine who is
eligible for
like,
this?
what is the deciding factor that
Yeah.
makes someone eligible for this exemption or for this postponement until the age of 30?
Yeah.
What is the requirements? I think that's why it made people mad.
Yeah, it wasn't so like black and white, cut and dry.
It was such a new thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I mean, what are the requirements?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why it would make people mad if only they got the exemption.
Yeah.
Because
It's so-
it doesn't give you an idea of what you need to do.
Yeah.
To get that exemption.
But yeah, a lot of people are
Outside of
saying
popularity.
here. A lot of people are saying here, but yeah, BTS never wanted an exemption, but the other groups always tried to push for it. But it is wild to think that like, as far as like, if you were looking at what all would you have to do, like what would be the requirements, they have spoke at the UN 2 times, I think. They've spoke at the White House before. They just did the ambassadorship for the Busan to be the World Expo in 2030. They've done so much for their country. Like that's where I'm just like, they should, maybe that could be the bar. I don't know, man. Maybe the bar could be a little bit under that because that's a pretty massive goal. Like speaking with the UN, speaking in the White House, but
it
you
just
know what I
seems
mean?
to
Like
me like
something in there.
there's a lot of their structures of law and what's required of their citizens is coming into question, and I think that requires more conversation.
Yeah. And like you said, I think it's a good thing that like these things are being brought up, especially right now, maybe for future generations and stuff, you know? And like to me, to be honest with you, I think that like Jin being the guy that's right now in the military and being the first member of BTS to actually have joined and doing his service and stuff, is such like a cool big brother thing for him to do in the first place. And like, I don't know, I feel like if anybody was doing it, I think it would be him. And I think it's like, and he's doing great right now. He did an update recently.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I like to hear that.
Yeah. Boom.
As duo group performance,
back it up just a
stating that the new law is both unrealistic
3
and
times at the
unfair.
UN, by the way. 3 freaking
March
times.
2021.
I'd say 1 time is
BTS was nominated
enough.
for the Best Duo Group Performance
For that
at the
exemption,
Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show.
So this just said in 2021 they were nominated for the Grammys. This is a huge thing amongst ARMY as well too, and it's so messed up, dude. It's so freaking messed up, dude.
I feel like I remember hearing about this, but not like in great detail.
And the weird thing is like, hopefully this goes into more detail, but it's not even that they didn't win the award. It's not even that.
March 2021. BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song.
Oh my god.
I would be so freaking mad because look, dude, I don't like award shows. I don't like watching them. Like American award shows. Not at all. Because you know, they're normally not really that great to my opinion. 3.5 hours seems like a long time for a lot of people to just kind of like, especially in my opinion, the Western culture, we definitely like, it seems like things might be paid off over here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it seems a little like that.
I mean,
and
go ahead, sorry.
well, like in this, they kept on saying from apparently the beginning of the show, in a 3.5 hour long thing, BTS is coming up next.
Oh,
I would be so
God.
freaking mad. I'd be like, where were they? Every commercial break, I just get a little more mad. Every single one, dude.
Yeah. And I mean, like, so a prime example
Yeah.
to bring forward of how, what's the word? I'd say bonkers and unreliable American award shows are. The first ever Grammy for Metal Music Award, or the best metal album.
God, yes, I know
The
about
very
this.
first one that was ever created for metal. Metallica was in the running, and so was Jethro Tull, which was, what did he play? The flute? He played the flute, okay? And guess who won the award for best
metal?
What, I can't remember what it was. Metal band or artist.
I think it was like
Artist
metal
of the
for-
year or something.
something along those
It was the first ever metal award. Jethro Tull won.
A flutist.
Not Metallica.
Which, by the way,
who
that
was
song
clearly,
is ballin'. It's a ballin' song.
Yeah, ballin' song. But
It's definitely
still,
not better than Metallica at metal.
you're going up against, they have metal in their name. The
Yes.
creators, in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
the godfathers of metal.
Yeah.
And they did not win the award.
And
that's how you know, from the get-go,
Yes.
that the Grammys are rigged.
Crystal Snow said Queen never won a Grammy. Let that sink in. Queen never won a Grammy.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm just, like, you know, I mean, you can't take them seriously
No,
after any of that.
Definitely can't. So listen, I will say that was a great example.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. If I was going to invest 3.5 hours of my time to watch the Grammy, I'd be so mad. Like, I would be like, all right, I'm going to do an hour. And then it would be like, oh, they're coming up next. I'd be like, all right, cool. I get to stop watching this very soon. And then it would be like, coming up next. And then it would be like, whole thing, commercial break. Coming up next, whole thing, commercial break. Every hour that ticked by would be so much madder. You know?
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want to watch it. But either way, scammies.
Yeah.
Former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys.
I love that
March
so
20
freaking much.
Dude, for real, the fact that they got 13 million views over the Grammys 8.8 is hilarious, dude.
It's wonderful. It's beautiful. I love it.
That's called art.
I hope they, like, I know this is going to sound cynical, but I hope they never go to the Grammys again. I hope they never come back.
For real.
I hope they snuff them.
Yeah.
They don't, the Grammys don't deserve their presence anymore after that.
I know. I totally agree.
At all.
Totally agree.
21. Topps released the Garbage Pail Kids Shammy Awards illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied.
I know.
In February 2021, a German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon. He openly cursed at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey, Max, Lau, Steve Aoki, and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke, and that folks are too sensitive.
Right, classic.
Wow,
During
dude.
Zach Sang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
Yeah, I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. They don't, you know what I mean?
No, but they're like.
Like I don't
their
think
fan
that
base
they're gonna.
is so crazy. It's
Oh,
dude, and it's
insane.
global.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. Like, they're really
I
good.
like them. They're good dancers. I can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it.
and
I got
just.
it.
I don't even know what to call them, boys or girls, because I don't know what they are. Look at these people. Look at this one. I don't know which one he is.
Don't
Look
be
at
jealous,
those
lady.
highlights.
That's
Those
Jimin,
chunky
and you show him
Tony
respect.
and Guy mall salon highlights. And
And
the
he pulls it
contact
off,
lenses.
dude.
You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first
Ashley?
heard
Dang.
in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice. Oh, that is not what
Hold on. What's his name? Don? Is that Don Lemon? Who's that dude right here? The one closest to my finger.
I can't remember his name. I know who he is.
My favorite thing that man has ever said. Okay, because the one time he did the shot on New Year's Eve and he like freaked out. That's the only other thing I've ever seen of his. He just said the BTS look nice.
Yeah, they do.
They definitely do.
I mean, from the get-go.
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
Shooting up,
A senior editor from The Economist said, please know,
That's right.
after BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly, she quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke. This led to Stephen Pollard, a British journalist, to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, all this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important? So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, we're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this. BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization. With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans, and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talent, armies have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so. If only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
Dude.
Wow.
Okay, so look. She summed that up beautifully, I think.
Yeah.
I think she did such a good job of summing that up.
Especially at the end, because, like, you can't choose your fans.
Yeah, yeah.
At the end of the day, you can't.
Yeah.
So there's with everything, there's always going to be a good side and a bad side. And in between.
Yeah.
So, like, you just have to focus on the good, and if the bad side acts up, that's whenever you kind of reel them in and say, hey, you know.
Yeah. But I will say, man, like, I don't know. There's been so many times, like, I personally have learned a whole lot of stuff about myself from RM. And what he said there, like, he was like, I don't know if we exactly what he said. I'm not sure. Let me go back and see if I can find his exact quote, because I don't want to misquote him. But he pretty much said, like, he didn't know if they deserved the respect or if they earned the respect that they were given. But, man, like, I don't know. It blows my freaking mind how much that they actually have gone through and how much storms they've weathered to get to where they are right now. I think it's awesome.
And still bring such a positive message.
Yeah.
Every time you hear them, every time you hear them interviewed or talk, I feel like they have some sort of positivity to give.
Yeah.
Even if it's like later, like in any kind of capacity, they still have some positivity to give.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like that like nails it in that, you know, none of this changed them in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's always they've grown from any kind of adversity.
Yes.
That they've, you know.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Had to go through.
Joyce said karma is an army. Thank you so much. And yes, I totally agree. Like, honestly, there've been like, I don't know, there've been good, like overwhelmingly positivity in army in chats. And even Chris was talking about this. Like the first reaction that me and him did together, he was like, dude, I don't know that I've had that many people saying like that many nice things.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I was blown away. I had never seen so many nice comments, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember seeing anything bad in the comments that I was reading. Like, I
Yes.
mean, I'm all about constructive criticism. Like, if I asked for it, if I want constructive criticism, I'll ask for it. But if I don't ask for it, you can keep your damn mouth shut.
Yeah,
Like, that's
and,
what I gotta
and
say.
sometimes it's like, I didn't need to hear that horrible
Right.
comment today. It was like,
if I want it, I'll ask for it.
already.
If I don't want constructive criticism, then shut up.
Yeah. But I will say this, so like on the flip side of that, the only times that I've ever really had like negative army interactions, and I'm not even trying to bring this comment here, but the only time that I ever really do have those is like just whenever people think that I'm not like into one member or another or something like that, because I haven't reacted to one song or something like that.
Oh,
it's
right.
never really been like just them out of nowhere like being mean or anything like that. It's just, you know, like those type things. But I don't know, I'm really honestly though, I feel like it takes a fan base like ARMY to keep something like BTS going as well too, because like they've faced so much adversity.
Yeah. And ARMY just kind of like hella supports.
Yeah. But I will say this though, we're going to be heading over and now lightening up the mood a ton and watching the MMA awards, which are Mama Awards.
My glass is a little dry.
His glass is dry. So we're going to be heading over there and watching that, and I'm freaking stoked about it because, like, man, this video is heavy, but I think it goes
I really
to show,
liked
like,
it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm a sucker for information.
Yes.
Like, I love information, and that video was very informative.
XLS is really good at doing videos like that. She's a freaking amazing ARMY, and if anybody personally knows her or talks to her, please let her know that. I would love to have her on a podcast one day and talk to her. But she's freaking awesome at doing videos like this. And there's so many people in ARMY that are freaking awesome content creators. That's what I love. Like, dude. And it's such a supportive community too. Like the fact that freaking enjoy BTS more. I've enjoyed your videos long before you came into my chat, and I just like, I'm still humbled that you come in here. I freaking love that to death. But yeah, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be watching the Mama Awards, and I believe Meg put which one it is, but I don't want to anger the Meg and and not say that I know which one it is because I totally don't remember. But we're heading over to Twitch, and so I'll see y'all there. If y'all don't have a Twitch, literally just click on one of these links. You can watch it. You don't have to sign up if you don't want to. If you'd like to sign up, then hop on over there. I dropped your name and info on a recent video. Boom! I would absolutely love to talk to her. I don't want to keep bothering her because I've sent her a few DMs, but I would love to have her on here and talk to her one day. And also enjoy BTS more. If you're still in here, I'd love to have you in as well. But yeah, so let's freaking do it. We're gonna hop on over to Twitch and we'll catch y'all there in just a moment. 2018 and 2017 and a few other one-offs. As long as we stay sober, we'll do it. And but we'll catch y'all next time, and I freaking love y'all to death. Chris, dude, again, freaking awesome stream, awesome high fives. If anybody's ears are bleeding right now from that one, I do apologize.
Mine are.
Right, my ears are ringing. But all right, guys, we'll catch y'all over on Twitch here in just a little bit. I freaking love y'all to death, and we'll freaking be catching